back to Realistic Sustainability Product Reviews. I should really start coming up with something for these shorts where I make sense. But this week, we're going back into history and finding those bamboo pillows that Jamie got me and seeing how they stand up when I start doing the review like I have the other products. So these were IK branded bamboo pillows, a 2-pack, king size. And the reason why she got these, not just because she thought they were sustainable or that I would like them, but I have snuggling problems. I like to snuggle, and if it's Jamie, she can't get away. It's just one of those things. And as I start to fall asleep, I get that little twitch as those chemicals from my brain are starting to hit the nerves, and it can be highly painful for her. So we've adapted after marriage, and now I get these large pillows and I snuggle them. So that's one of the reasons why she got me these. And I'm sure she did it for comfort too. But she got me a 2-pack of these king size so I could have one for my head and one to squeeze away throughout the night. So let's take a look and see how they match up using that same 6-point scale or 5-point scale on 6 items that I have been rating these past ones on. They're not an inexpensive pillow. They're about $65 a pair, which isn't outrageous. They seem to be right in line with other bamboo pillows and a little bit cheaper than some of those memory foam pillows. And they seem to be pretty comparable quality. So when I looked at the cost of other pillows, now granted, me as a single guy, I just bought cheap stuff. And, for me, they were, I guess, fine. But once I actually got something nice like this, I see the difference. So I don't take into account that I used to buy subpar quality. I look at this versus the same kind of quality. And I'll be honest, it's right on par and slightly, well, I'm going to go right on par. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 because I feel like 3 is always meet your expectations and 5 is super duper. So when it comes to cost, they fall right in line with any other pillows that are like this. Now, quality, I have to tell you, I've never had a nicer pillow, at least me. And again, like I said, historically, I either got my pillows from someone else or I've just bought the cheapest possible things I can find. But I've had these things since last Christmas, purchased in November, and they look and feel the exact same from when I got them. They are absolutely fantastic to use. They're easy to wash, easy to maintain. They're adjustable. So you actually comes with some extra stuffing, but you can also take some out and save it in this bag that it comes with in case you feel like it is breaking down over time. But I'll be honest, it isn't. I used all the extra stuffing in the hug pillow and took a little bit out of my head pillow, and I've loved them ever since. So I do have limited experience, but it seems like the quality and durability is exceptional. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Materials. This is where some confusion happened. There was a couple of things that happened while researching these pillows. So the bamboo, it makes it sound like the bamboo is the filler. It's not. It's not the filler at all. That's memory foam. There's a couple different kinds of memory foam that are just kind of ground up and stuck in it. One thing I noticed is it didn't say recycled memory foam, which means this is virgin material that they're putting in these pillows. So where was the bamboo? The bamboo is part of the outer cover. It is a 60/40 polyester bamboo cover that goes over the pillow itself. Now it's a nice pillow. It's very soft and it's very comfortable. But for sustainability factors, none of these are good. There's a very little use of bamboo in comparison to the rest of the material. And I'll be honest, it's a little misleading. Now, more sustainable pillows, they tend to use a quilted cotton that comes from certified fields, but then again, cotton still uses a lot of water. So pillows are hard to grade, but because of how hard it was to kind of figure out and how they just let you assume that this is a sustainable product material wise, it's a 2 out of 5. Transit. Here's another weird one. Now, you have to dig, absolutely dig. These IK pillows are actually made by Sleep Asia, and their headquarters, it shows in New York. There's also a facility in India. And no matter how much I search, it always says made in the USA, but you can't find out where the production is at. So just in case you're wondering, sometimes you can actually bring a product from overseas, and as long as you do something to it here, box it, put a tag on it, whatever it is, it can then say made in the US. So no matter how much I searched, I could not find that it was actually fully produced here in the United States. Could not find where the materials came from. So when I looked at it, I had to assume that it's likely coming from that India facility because it wasn't identifying what it was, and it doesn't identify what the New York facility is. So, because of lack of transparency, I went straight to 1 out of 5. Because if this was a US made product and I'm here, this is the first time I get to do something more than a 1. I did work hard. I was trying to figure out, man, can I finally say I got something close to me? And I can't because a lot of the information on there is misleading. I don't like that. Lack of transparency. 1 out of 5. Disposability. Most of this thing is not recyclable. And I'm not even really discussing the bamboo material. What I am going to look at is that this stuff will last forever. This pillow, if as long as it's handled as a pillow and not damaged in some other way, this pillow will last forever. And as long as you still like it, it's probably the last one you'll ever buy. So I give it 1 point for that, but long after you're dead, that pillow is still gonna be there. So hopefully you put it in the will because it is all non-biodegradable materials. So when I looked at disposability and waste, I didn't give it a 1 out of 5 because you can use it forever and pass it on. So I gave it a 2 out of 5 because I would have liked to have seen materials that are actually biodegradable. They do allude to this product being a green product. They never actually say sustainable, but it definitely gives off that greenwash vibe. And last, how did I like the pillow? Here's where it's a little different because I want to get kind of cranky about the concept of the greenwashing or the fact that it isn't a sustainable product. But it is not the question here. The question was, how did I like it? And I love the pillow. I really do. I mean, other than occasional, too much filling on one side and I got to readjust, this is the best pillow I've ever had. It comes with 2. I can make 2 different thickness of pillows. Again, the hug pillow filled with all the extra. The one I use, I had to take some out to get it right to the firmness I want. These are adjustable. So when I look at the question, I want to say bad things, but it is one of the best things I've ever gotten pillow wise. So I have to give it at least a 4 out of 5. The fact is, I like the pillow. I take it with me when I travel. When I go to hotels, those pillows come with me. So I can't just give it a bad grade because, well, I feel like it. I like the pillows. So that gives the 4 out of 5 for personal, the 2 out of 5 for disposability. Transit, man, I wish they were transparent. And if it really was in the US, I had a fighting chance of finally getting off the ones, but 1 out of 5. Materials, again, really upset with the concept of how it all works and the way it just simply misleads people. 2 out of 5. Quality and durability seems like a very good product. 5 out of 5. And cost seems to be right down the middle, a pretty average cost line, 3 out of 5. So when I take all those numbers and I try to figure out exactly where it stands, it's a 2.83 out of 5. So a little below average. A 3 out of 5 in my book is something that is good, but maybe not sustainable. We've seen 3.5 out of toothbrushes and 3.3 out of the Misto, which it still kills me because that is such a good product. And here we are with these ones, and I'm at a 2.8 of 5. Yep, 2.8 of 5. So here's the deal. If you want new pillows and you like these styles with the memory foam in them, I like the ground up memory foam, even though I'm not supposed to. They're very comfortable to me. So if you're looking for a pillow that's comfortable and that you can adjust exactly how you want it and get 2 of them at a reasonable price and still have some extra just in case it slowly breaks down over time, it's a very good pillow. This is one that you can get. If you're saying, I want sustainability based pillows, not a prayer, not even close. They could have got a little better just by, local production, but it isn't necessarily a sustainable pillow. Bamboo based pillows like these really are not as sustainable as a certified cotton. Eco friendly, eco cert farms, even though still high water content, but these are a biodegradable product. So if you're looking for a good pillow to use, here you go. If you are looking for something sustainable, this isn't it. And remember, you can always buy these on the site or see this example online at greeningyourlife.org, then just go to the podcast and look for reviews. You'll see each one there. We were not paid to review this. This is something Jamie bought me, and I'm just reviewing these different things that came to me that she had bought that she thought are sustainable. Sorry, hon, this one isn't, but I do still like it. If you purchase any of the items from the site, just to be transparent, using the links on there, Realistic Sustainability gets about 4% of that. So choose carefully. Don't get it because of us. Get it because you want it. But if you choose to, please do it through us. It helps support the podcast. So I hope you liked this episode. If you did, share it with a friend or on social media. If you want to help Realistic Sustainability, click the like, click the follow, leave a comment, and or those 5-star reviews. I'm sure you're used to me talking about those. Last, if you really think that Realistic Sustainability produces a lot of value in your life, you can help us financially. You can donate as low as 99 cents a month to Realistic Sustainability, which, by the way, Nick and I greatly appreciate. Pretty much most of it just goes right back into the show. But for those of you who do, thank you, thank you, thank you. Honestly, it just kind of reinforces the fact that people are listening. So thank you all very much for listening and all that you do for us. And remember, each week we get together just to get a little better. Little bit, big bit. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Rob, and I'm the host of The Curated Culture, a weekly podcast dedicated to dissecting the latest and greatest news from around the world of tech and pop culture. Now, we all know the internet can be a busy, noisy place, so let us calm that noise for you. Join us as we discuss the latest and greatest topics from the people and sources that matter most. Check us out every Thursday as we jump into fresh, original content, new interviews, and a host of other subjects that we know you'll find interesting. So jump into whatever your favorite podcast app is and search The Curated Culture. Make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. And in the meantime, we'll catch y'all on the air.